wrong with it. Like,
I want you to be a part of that. I know that it's awkward.
we had an international place. It was a 242.
Now,
So it's
to be a
like
part of that. So
there's 16 bathrooms on it.
is what
That
it
is,
is.
that is so excited for golf.
So it was like freaking me out because it's like a literally like you could stay there.
She finally got her,
Emergency.
finally got the stitches out today. Because we COVID.
It was some kid passed out an aisle.
And the doctor was like, what are you doing? He's like, this is gonna make
He said, any medical professional,
Stitches in
please
it.
come to the front.
So he's in there digging around.
Would this be saved just like the games?
Yeah.
Okay, you can watch it for you.
Why would he watch?
But you're gonna see this big onion? It looks great. I mean, it got it for years.
Welcome everybody back to the Egan Civic Arena. Your host, Roland Thunder Eklund here for the JV award ceremony, COVID style. You can see a couple people are logged in, including Coach McGowan. I'm kind of close because I don't have our microphones on, so hopefully you'll be able to hear the coaches. So let us know if you can. Maybe put it in a chat or something. I might have to move closer. Kind of a impromptu ceremony, end of the year ceremony here at in the mezzanine at the Egan Civic Arena. JV is supposed to be 5 to 5:45, and then the varsity 6 to 6:45. Thanks for joining. I see Terry's logged in. Coach Alexander and I, or the doctor, were able to put your card to good use yesterday at Egan Arms. It was kind of a nice little end of the season celebration. So I think they're still waiting for some girls to file in here. We've got 8 girls here, full coaching staff. You can see these two here staring at me as I talk into the phone, doing play-by-play.
So,
Steps on the hip.
exactly what he said. That was way more than.
Oh, Emma.
There you go.
Oh.
Why am I breathing so hard? You want us to answer that for you? I know.
I just got home. That's all.
I'm gonna wear my pop-up.
Did you turn in your equipment?
Big guts.
My equipment? I didn't bring it either. Did
I
you bring yours?
Coach was like, can I give you my equipment after this? I have it in the car. Like that jersey.
If we have time in between the two. I'm gonna set up a date too, so if it doesn't work, but if there's enough time in between the two programs, that's
Okay, so that's have everything in like pump pack.
What's that?
I have everything in like pump pack.
Yeah, my dad did. Or
I love your life.
traded it in.
What's that?
Really good though. I honestly didn't even know it was a word.
What you're saying?
That after this.
Is he into also streams advice?
Neighbor got his. got the basket, guys.
Oh, is that really?
Miserable. Miserable. He was thinking he used to go down. His temp was up somewhere on the floor. He couldn't it was tight.
Ingy, you playing lax right now?
Yeah.
How's that going?
We'll try tonight.
You guys have captain's practice? Where's that? The dome?
Yeah, it's at the.
Ella's a big track runner now.
Oh, nice. That Rosemont dome's really dark.
Oh, that's fine. Are you ready? Yeah.
Have we been on this entire time?
We have been. It's okay. We got to get people fired up
If I hear
about
it, look in the back.
it. Yeah.
Okay, for those that are here, thank you for the ones that are in person, and thank you to everybody else out there viewing in Streamland, whatever you call it. This is very strange. We were just commenting how strange this is to have our banquet in this fashion and to do it in such a small group. It obviously would feel so much better to have all of our families and friends with us as we are celebrating this past year together. So again, I want to welcome you to the 2020-21 Eden Girls Hockey End of Year Celebration and Award Ceremony. I try to be a person of positivity and one that sees the glass half full rather than half empty. So even though we're holding this ceremony without our families and friends here in person, I'm thankful that we're able to get the teams back together in person one last time and to stream this out to the rest. We are celebrating our season in two parts. Obviously, first we have the junior varsity celebration, followed by the varsity coming in at 6 o'clock. So before I turn things over to Coach Smith and Coach Hart to share their reflections on the season, followed by player recognition and awards, I want to congratulate the entire junior varsity, as well as coaches Smith, Hart, and Bowman on an entertaining and successful year. One of my favorite evenings was our home games versus Rosemont, when the JV started the evening off with a gutsy performance beating Rosemont with 8 skaters and a goalie. That really is amazing. Normally we would have maybe some varsity players that might play some periods to help out, but we decided to stick to not crossing over players between the two teams in case of a positive COVID case. Coach Smith and Hart were confident the team could do it, and you certainly did. That evening ended with a varsity win as well for the sweep. So that performance demonstrated what kind of team you were and the gains you have made. So again, congratulations on an entertaining year. So I'm simply going to just turn it over to Coach Smith and Coach Hart to go through the season review and awards.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Well, this looks like our bench. A lot of space in here. This will be a season never to forget. Kind of going to be repeating a few things that Coach Wilson said, but the requirements to wear masks, the online team meetings, including the E-team of Ellen and Emma leading the pregame Zoom stretches, wearing equipment to the arena, the fan attendance list, social distancing in the turf room, having a locker room that was a storage area. I think that was in Farmington, if I remember right, or behind the bench instead of actually using locker rooms. The games that we had to cancel because of quarantine situations. And now the end of the year celebration being what it is here with the person and virtual event. So strange indeed. But it will also be a season to remember for so many positive reasons. And how quickly it zoomed by, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. The obligatory pandemic Zoom ha-ha moment there. I'm thankful and grateful regardless of how odd it was to have had the season, the opportunity to work with players and coaches. First, a few thank yous. She isn't present, but I always like to acknowledge my wife first. Thank her for her support of my coaching endeavors. My wife, Kathy, and she's done it for 28 years of married life now, so I thank her for that. She probably won't be watching this, but just in case. Thank you, parents, for doing everything that you could to make the season as special as it could be under the circumstances that we face. As always, your support of your daughter's ambitions and interests are appreciated. Actually, I'm going to take this off. Thank you. Thank you to the coaches, Coach Wilson, Columbine, Sparks, Hart, and Bauman. So much support, hockey knowledge, insight, and experience from which to tap from this group of terrific people. A great staff with which to be associated with the past 5 years, and players are very fortunate to have them as coaches. An extra thanks to Coach Wilson for your positive leadership and modeling the why we play traits that not only include the pursuit of competitive excellence as athletes and coaches, but also achieve our purpose of growing in excellence as human beings through athletics. An extra thanks to you, Coach Hart, for your steadfast assistance with the JV team. I was in the same role for the Egan program from 2006 to 2011, and during that time I had 1 year with no assistant coach and 4 years with a different assistant coach, or sometimes there was 2 even, but never, over that 4 years, I was never the same person. I appreciate the stability, care, and knowledge that you, Coach Hart, brought to the players, to me, and to the program the past 5 years. You are one I know I can depend on to effectively coach players, provide me with helpful insight, suggestions, and most importantly, develop positive relationships with the players. So I thank Coach Hart. Give her a little bit of a hand there, please. I mentioned to Coach Hart during the last regular season varsity game that for me, 5 years is for sure the longest stint of no coaching staff changes. To think that the 6 of us have stuck together says a lot about how well we work together, respect each other, and get along. Unfortunately, as the JV team knows, that streak comes to an end with Coach Bauman's decision to step down as goalie coach. And Coach Bauman, I directly want to address you why your motives, including to be with your wife and family more, spending more time in Florida, to golf and enjoy longer stints of warmer climate, are very well understood. Your goaltending knowledge and work will be missed, and your good-hearted, fun and caring personality will be missed even more. The worst part of you leaving is I become the senior citizen of the group.
Yeah.
What was that for?
Thanks, Alan. Hey, girl.
It's been a pleasure coaching, ribbing, and laughing with you, and our coaching relationship may be closing, but I know our bond will continue, so I thank you. Varsity players, in case you're watching online, well, the final record may not have been what was in mind prior to the season. I congratulate and thank you as well for sticking with each other as a team and staying enthusiastic about playing to the very end. Seniors, much of that can be attributed to your leadership and dedication. Thank you for all you contributed to the Wildcat program, and nothing but the best to you in your future endeavors. And to the JV players, thank you for a great season. Admittedly, I was uncertain how the season would unfold, having no more than 13 players at the beginning of the year, 12 most of the time, and a few games with 9 or 10, as Coach Wilson alluded to. But from the start in that 2-2 tie against Burnsville in the opening game, you showed a lot of heart and desire to succeed. We had a record of 9-5-2, basically with a roster of barely more than 2 lines of forwards, 2 sets of D, and 1 goalie for the year. We were very fortunate to stay healthy and not have too many missed games overall. We did have some extra space on the bench at the end of the year due to our Divine 9, as we called it, lined up for 2 of our last 3 games. With those 9 players, we went 1-1 with an inspired win over Rosemont and a tough 1-0 loss to Prior Lake to wrap up the season. We outshot our opponents in every game except one, and that one happened to end up being a 4-2 victory over Eastview. And the games we tied or lost, we outshot opponents by an average of 28-18, but just couldn't find ways to score enough in those games. But we always competed and always had a chance to win. And for those of you coming back, that means you got to do what this summer? Come on, shoot the puck. Shoot the puck. All right. The success earned by you. You want to slide your chair over there? Okay. The success earned by you is due to your relentless effort, coachability, willingness to try things, your ability to positively face adversity like the Rosemont situation, and challenges, and especially because of your chemistry as teammates. I very much appreciated the opportunity to be your coach and to be able to have this season despite all the weirdness of it. Thanks to each of you for your contributions to a successful year. So what we're going to do next is the coaches are going to introduce different playing groups and just talk about those groups a little bit, and then we'll give you your certificates of participation, all right? So I'm going to talk about the forwards first here. The definition of a rink rat is one who is always at the rink, as you probably know, looking for a way to play because of the level of the game. Our forwards played that way all year. Usually having no more than 7 forwards, and several times having 5 or 6, you played like a group of rink rats. There certainly wasn't a shortage of ice time that any of you had. The combination of Maya's grittiness and hard shot, Macy's rebound savviness, Megan's quick hands, Emma's high hockey IQ and consistency, Grace's quick feet, Amelia's accurate passes, and Ella's determination and positive attitude, along with the passion to play, the willingness to face those situations, including all the pandemic rules and changes that occurred, and a team-first attitude. Each of you helped make this group of players a solid team. So, let's see. Each of you forwards, as well as the defenders and our goalie, is greatly appreciated for how you played and committed yourself to the program this year, and even more for the terrific young people that you are. So at this time, I'm going to introduce each forward. When you hear your name, if you could come forward and receive your certificate of participation, and then you can return to your seat. So what we'll do with this too, we usually give a little handshake and stuff. We'll avoid that part, but we'll put the certificates on the table there. So Maya. Good job, Maya. Macy is not able to join us.
Smile for your mom.
Megan. Good job, Megan. Emma Hootie. Uh-oh. Ella, why don't you practice your jumping right now?
Okay.
Good job, Emma. Grace is not able to join us. Amelia. And Ella. All right, so at this time, Coach Hart is going to introduce the defenders.
Okay, so this year's group of defenders kind of reminded me of Mighty Mouse. Tiny, but mighty. They consistently skated every other shift and sometimes even stayed on the ice for double shifts. It was a tough year. To say the girls were flexible would be an understatement. Just about every other practice, I was switching up partners and throwing new pairings into games. They weren't always super happy about this, but they ran with it and always were trusting in the process. They learned the talents and quirks of each other so that they could complement each other on the ice in any situation. They dominated each obstacle that they were thrown, from wearing face masks to Zoom meetings, no locker rooms. They worked hard in practices and even harder during the games. They played with their hearts and with passion and never gave up. They weren't afraid to try new things and improved greatly throughout the season. It was truly exciting to watch you skate every game. They were leaders on the ice off the ice as some of the team's veterans and excelling in their other activities like band and other sports, as well as leaders on the ice as some of the leading contributors on our team and this year's leading scorers. This year's defensive players are Julia, Mackenzie, Ingrid, and Katrina, who is not here.
Coach Bauman.
Let's see, I got how many players do I get? Oh, it's just a. Okay. So, I'm here for you, Addie.
Thank you, Mark.
I gotta find it. Ha! Here we go. So, Addie, I want to say some really nice things about you. And first off, I thought you had a very successful season. You worked your tail off. And if you're the only goalie on the team, and basically you're the only goalie in practice, you practice hard. In fact, I think sometimes when I showed up finally in the rink to help you work a little bit, you were so happy to see me just because you knew you were going to get a break. Get a little water and get out of the crease for a second or two. I did manage to dress for one practice just to try to relieve you for one practice. All that worked out was I was gassed and you did great. So, you're unbelievably easy to coach, and the best part about you is you just bring a great attitude to the rink every single day. Shed a few tears after a couple of games, but for your first season as a part JV goalie. That's awesome, and you worked your way through it. I saw great improvement. We asked you to do a few things, work on your shovels a little bit, getting out, getting stronger, and you did a great job. And what the best part was for me was I could come into practice halfway through and see you working hard on that stuff, even though I wasn't there to watch the whole practice. So that's just, for me, that's just awesome to see the self-motivation that you're willing to put in to keep working hard and get better at the craft. The last thing I want to say is I want to bring up the stinker.
Oh no.
And the reason I bring it up, Addie, is because as I talked to you sooner, after that happened, I thought, oh, she's going to be a bubble. And you were great. We just talked about it, we laughed about it, you went right back out, we won that game. And you played great. And that is so much part of being a goalie. Sometimes crazy things happen. And you rebounded well from that. And I thought, I should have kept stats this year, better stats, because I didn't keep them this year. But you were awesome in that this year. So I just want to say thanks. You were a great kid or a coach. And I just look forward to seeing you get better in the future. So come on up and give yours a cheer. Yahoo. Last thing I want to say before I go is you guys are such a gas. Truly, the JV team is just a gas to hang out with. You guys had a lot of fun. And I enjoyed my limited time on the ice with you guys. I want to thank Coach Smith and Coach Hart. You guys are great. So that's all I got.
All right. I do want to also recognize, she's not here tonight, but Lauren Ivory, who was a very dependable statistician for us. Tried to play a few games before committing to remaining a statistician, but she did a great job of helping us out with that, so thank you to Lauren as well. So at this time, we're going to present the JV awards. The most improved, most valuable Wildcat Award recipients were selected by their teammates through a player vote. The most improved player award is presented to the player who demonstrated the following traits: improved skills, improved amount of effort and contributions, both in practice and in games, and improved or understanding of the game throughout the season. This year's most improved JV player is presented to Macy Weedham, who's not here tonight. Next, the most valuable player award is presented to the player who demonstrated the following traits: highly skilled at her position, positive leadership, significant contributions on the ice during practices and games, outstanding effort for her individual and team success, and whose impact would have been sorely missed if not on the team. This year's JV most valuable player is presented to Emma Hoopmaker. And then the final team award is the Wildcat Award, and is presented to the player who demonstrated the following traits: positive leadership, positive attitude, team play, cared about her team's play and teammates' feelings, mood, and attitude, helped deal with team situations, whether positive or challenging ones, was always a hard worker and a great example to help make the team be successful, was always dependable on and off the ice, was 100% committed to the team and her teammates, went out of her way to help her team, teammates, and coaches, and showed her Wildcat pride and her pride in the blue and green. This year's Wildcat Award is also presented to Emma Hoopmaker. I want you to stand right over this way a little bit. Get on the
Ella, do you have your
So I'm asking
phone?
Emma to stay here for a minute, face the camera, okay? Do we have the, I think it's. First off, not only has Emma been a terrific player, teammate for our program, she has done so while excelling in the classroom. Emma's current 3.9 GPA represents nearly 4 years of commitment to the classroom. As a senior, having demonstrated this level of excellence, it's my privilege to present, and along with Coach Wilson here, present her and congratulate her for earning the Senior Academic Award. Secondly, I've told Emma a few times during the year of how proud, excited, and appreciative I was that she chose to continue playing. We have been lucky to have had seniors as such positive leaders the past 2 seasons, with Emma being that player, obviously, this year. Emma, during your 4 years as a Wildcat player, you have brought a love of the game, a love for your teammates, a positive attitude, and outstanding work ethic, In addition to your attitude and leadership, your consistent, intelligent, outstanding play this year were significant factors in our team's success. You are the type of player and young person that makes coaching very enjoyable. Many of your exemplary traits demonstrated as a player and teammate are going to lead you to many post-high school successes. Thank you for your contributions to the Egan High School program, and nothing but best wishes in your future endeavors. Thank you very much. So is there anything else, coaches? I think that wraps it then. So-
Remind people to join us at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so thank you again to all of you in the room here, and to those of you that weren't able to make it tonight for your contributions to our great season and to the Egan Girls Hockey Program. So that's the end of the JV program. Just a reminder, the varsity program begins at 6 o'clock, so tune in. Thank you, and take care.
Maya, make sure you say hi to your folks.
I don't think they're on, but
Yeah.
hey, Mom. Hello to anyone who wants to claim me. Participation. Hey.
Let's see all those awards, Hootie. Come on in. I know the grandparents are watching.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Pretty
All
big
the
deal.
colleges are watching too.
Yeah. Julia, you're not sneaking away here.
Actually, Andy, you want to do it?
Yeah, there's plenty of
Yeah,
time.
I've got plenty of time right now.
All right.
So I don't know if anybody else wants to. If you want to go home quick and come back.
We're going to end the live stream for the JV ceremony, and we will
Very quick return.
continue when the varsity team comes in here. So come on back at, shoot, 6 o'clock. That's a half hour. Okay, thanks. See you then.